DTM Color. So now it's election time. I think we will need a little bit of change in the presentation. We will be moving to another room to continue with the election process, a breakout room. So Toastmaster Faizan, who will be our tech host, will be arranging a room, opening a room, and we will be moving into a breakout room. Since we have guests, the guests will be staying back, and then we will proceed with our elections for today. So how to do that, Toastmaster Hina? Would you like to take over?
Sorry, let me just add here to all the guests that yes, you will be alone here for a period of time while the elections last, because elections are limited to paid members only. But please stay back, because the journal evaluation session will follow the elections. So you want to stay back for that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, DTM Talha, and thank you, Toastmaster.
Sorry, Toastmaster, for the interruption. Actually, Toastmaster Faizan is saying that this is a little difficult for him to move everyone to the breakout room.
No, it's not difficult, but we have already
Yes. Okay, so the reason behind that, they have arranged all the pollings for the main meeting room. So it's not possible to put all the members to the breakout room. So it would be a little time taking, and then they have to create the polling for one.
So I think then we can take the guests to the breakout room.
Yes.
I think that's easy.
May I just make a quick suggestion to the guests? Can all guests, as part of their naming, just add before their name that they are guests? It will make it easier for our tech host to move you to the breakout room. And then we request you to please remain in the breakout room.
Sorry for the interruption. Sorry for the interruption once again. Toastmaster Talha, if we put guests to the breakout room, then they can easily move back to the main meeting room. What Faizan can do is put all the guests to the waiting room. There they can wait, and once the election's over, then they will be brought back to the main meeting room.
Or you can ask them.
Okay, I think
after 30 minutes or so, join.
I think the waiting room solution is better, because that will prevent any unauthorized entry. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. I agree. That's not a problem. Dear guests, this is with no bias against you, as DTN Talha rightly mentioned. Only members are allowed paid members are allowed to vote during the club election. So we would respectfully ask you to
only, but I can
to
barely hear you.
Is it better now?
You're audible.
Okay.
You're audible to us. Yeah,
that's perfect. One more suggestion. Sorry for the constant interruption. One more suggestion is that guests are requested to write down the word guest before their name, so that the tech host can easily transfer them to the waiting room.
Absolutely, that was my suggestion as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So we could have the guests quickly do a renaming of their current name and mention that they are guests before their name. So it will help Toastmaster Faizan, our tech host, to take you to the waiting room. Toastmaster Faizan, if I could just request you to confirm once the guests are in the waiting room, so then we can start In the meantime, I'll just start explaining the election process for everybody's benefit. This is, we are going to start our club election for the executive committee of the club for the coming term of year 2021-2022. As part of this process, we have had given or announced for the members to request for nominations to the ExCom positions, which are 7. Just 1 second. These 7 positions are from club president and going down to the sergeant at arms role. We have club president, VP education, VP VP membership, VP public relations, then secretary, then treasurer, and then finally sergeant at arms. So we had formed a club leadership committee about a month ago. This included DTM Samir Hamid Dodi, Toastmaster Sayyid Najam Rizvi. We also had Toastmaster Hassan Tebo on board, and myself. I was asked to be the chair of this committee. We received requests for nominations, and nominations were then announced in the previous meeting. So today we are going to be holding this election in which I will announce these nominees again for each of these roles in their order of rank, and then also request any members who would like to stand from the floor to announce that they would like to do so. When I make the announcements of each of the nominees, I will ask members, any one member, to second that nomination. And then after that, I will again ask members from the floor if they would like to stand for the election. Once that happens, again, I will ask any member to second that member's candidature from the floor. After this is done, and if we have more than one person standing, that is more than the nominee, we have other people or members who have stood from the floor, I will then announce each of their names in alphabetical order of their surnames to come and give a speech for 2 minutes or less. I would request the timer and the tech host to be mindful to mute each person from speaking once 2 minutes are over. And again, I will request the nominees and any member standing from the floor to please ensure you try to speak effectively within the 2 minutes to get your message across and convince our members on who they should vote in for the position. Once each of the nominees and members standing from the floor have completed their speeches, we will have a election or secret ballot, and the result will be shown and announced immediately. Again, I would request the person who's conducting the voting to please show the result also on the screen so that we can then announce who the elected member will be at that point. We will do this process for president and then onwards for each of the roles according to rank: VP education, VP membership, VP PR, club secretary, treasurer, and then sergeant at arms. So are we clear on the election process, members? Can I have some thumbs up, please? Let me just have a look at that quickly on the gallery. Yeah, everybody okay? Everybody's fine with the process. Can I also know that all of the nominees are here in our club meeting? I'm not sure.
Yes, we are.
Right. Is Toastmaster Ali Hasnan Babar in the meeting? Yes, he is.
Yes, here I am.
Yes, you are. Because you're the only one who is coming and going, right? Everybody else is here. Everybody who wants to stand from elections, you guys are all here. Yes? Let's now start the process. Our first ranking officer of the ExCom is the club president. As announced in last week's meeting, our nominee for club president is DTM Talha bin Hamid. Can I have a member please second this nomination?
I second this nomination.
I second this nomination.
All right, so we have three secondees. Toastmaster Ghulam Qadir, I think you were the first one to do this, so we'll take that down. If we have a secretary in the room, or if somebody could just minute this, please. So DTM Talha bin Hamid's nomination has been seconded. I would now like to ask the members, is there anybody who would like to stand from the floor for the position of club president? I ask again, is there anybody who would like to stand from the floor for the club president? And a final time, any member who would like to stand from the floor for club president? This was expected. So I would like to now confirm that DTM Talha bin Hamid is our club president elect. DTM Talha, we would like to hear from you for 2 minutes on how you would like to proceed as club president. DTM Talha.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Hena. Coincidentally, today is the day that completes exactly 5 years in my Toastmasters journey. And out of these 5 years, I have been VP Education twice. I've been president for 1 year, and I've been the world's most intrusive immediate past president for 1 year. And during those times, I have attained Distinguished Toastmaster from KTC, not once, but twice. And I have learned so much from each and every one of you. And I continue to learn each and every day. During my time with Karachi Toastmasters Club, I have seen some of the best speeches that I've ever seen in my life. And my aspiration has been always that why don't all our speeches look and sound like that? And lately, for the past few months, you must have been seeing that that has started to happen. In fact, for the past 2 years or so. So my intent to serve as president, just like when I've served as vice president education while being program quality director, is twofold. The first is to obviously give back to the club as much as I can. And secondly, to try out new ideas at the club level before spreading them out to the district level, because it worked beautifully the last time around. And it was a win-win situation for all. And let me remind you that right now we stand at #1 in the world in terms of education awards. And that is a credit to the previous ExCom, of which I also happen to be a part. So it is all about giving back, and it is all about having this wonderful journey once again with all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, DTM Talha, and congratulations. Now moving on to our second ExCom role. This is second in rank and as important, if not more than the president. The president is our captain, the captain of our ship, the person who leads, who motivates the rest of the ExCom members and guides them in terms of achieving goals for the club. The VP education is that person who has to then motivate, guide, even cajole members to start looking at creating goals and achieving them. And then this very key member of the ExCom is responsible for each of those members, and with them achieving their goals, responsible for achieving the club's education goals, which forms a major part of what any Toastmasters club has to achieve on an annual basis. We had an interesting time looking at our members who requested for nominations, and the club leadership committee came up with a most dedicated member currently who is with us, who's there in every single meeting and often taking up more than one role if she can. Our nominee for this coming year's XCOM is Toastmaster Hiba Rais Khan. Can I request any member to please second her nomination?
Yes, I would like to do it.
Toastmaster
Yes, I
Saad.
second the nomination.
Toastmaster Saad has seconded the nomination, and I think another member, if someone can just take a note of this. Now I'd like to ask members from the floor if they would like to stand from the floor for this position. Toastmaster Imran, I see you've raised your hand. Can I
would like,
please have...
yeah,
Sorry.
I would like to stand from the floor for VP.
For VP Education. Thank you, Toastmaster Imran. Can I have someone please second this nomination?
I would like to do it.
I will second.
Okay, I heard two names. Saad, I think you had seconded Hiba.
Yeah, Hiba.
Okay, so can I have someone else please second Toastmaster Imran?
Yeah, this is Naveed Aslam. Team Naveed. I second.
Okay, Toastmaster Naveed Aslam has seconded Toastmaster Imran's nomination from the floor. Anybody else? Would anybody else like to stand from the floor?
Yeah, I also second the nomination of TM Imran Rana.
Toastmaster Imran Rana. Okay, so is there anybody else who'd like to stand from the floor for the VP Education's position? Going once. Is anybody interested in the VP Education position? And for the last time, is there anybody who would like to stand for the VP Education position? Okay, I close these nominations. And now, in the order of the last name, I would request the two members who are available for the selection of VP Education to speak. First, I'd like to invite Toastmaster Hiba Rais Khan. Timer, please can you ensure that you are showing the timing lights at 1 minute and 30 seconds green, 1 minute and 45 seconds at amber, and at 2, if I could request host to please mute the speaker. Yes? Okay. Toastmaster Hiba Rais Khan, the floor is yours.
Thank you, TM Hena. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, if I am elected as the Vice President Education, I will try to bring a positive energy to each and every meeting I attend. I would also try to follow all the active members and try to make them deliver their speeches on a regular basis, including me myself, as I've been lacking. I would also try to bring a sense of, I've tried to introduce different different themes to the meetings that the members and guests attend, because I feel that by being a Toastmaster, I've also by being a Toastmaster and collaborating with clubs from other countries of the world, I've also learned cultures of different countries, and I also experienced different speakers and interesting speeches. Also, however, I feel that we lack. You should collaborate more with different clubs of other parts of the world, parts such as the North American side, South American side, the African side, and the Australian side. If I'm elected as the Vice President Education, I would try to, organize such meetings with the help of my president and the other ExCom members. Also, if I'm elected as the vice president education, I would try to put all my managerial and administrative skills to good use, because the vice president education collaborates such meetings. And I would also try to make sure that I present a good image of the club in the division and district level. And lastly, I also feel that we should have, family get-togethers, which is lacking in our club. And if I'm the vice president education, I would organize such get-togethers. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hiba. Now I'd like to invite Toastmaster Imran Rana to speak for 2 minutes. Over to you, Toastmaster Imran.
Okay, let me confirm that I'm audible and visible. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, most of you know me, and those who don't know me, myself, Toastmaster Imran Rana. I've started my journey in 2015 and served at Sergeant at Arms, VP Education, the President, and finally the immediate past President. As a floor candidate for VPE, why am I good fit? I have a long history of serving KTC and Toastmasters community in Pakistan, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I believe I have a lot more to contribute towards the continued growth and success of my home club. I also believe that at this juncture, I will be able to contribute towards creating more sustainable and high-performing leadership for future years. I have served as VPE once, and during that tenure, we achieved several records, such as President Distinguished Awards and other clubs awards. And at that time, we were the top in District 122 as well. It is my strong desire to not only better the performance of that year, but also my predecessors. For that, I'm here requesting each one of you to cast your vote for me, because serving as VPE is not only an honor, but more like a passion to me. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Imran. And now, can I request Toastmaster Faizan to please float the election vote ballot for everybody to cast their vote. For Toastmaster Hiba Rais Khan and Toastmaster Imran Rana.
Mehna, are we allowed to vote or not?
Yes, of course you are. You're allowed to vote for yourself.
Okay.
Has everybody received the voting screen and submitted their votes? Toastmaster Faizan, can you confirm?
Yes, only one vote left. We have total 26 participants to vote, and only one member is left.
Okay, whoever you are, dear member, please do cast your vote. I would just request that. And for the next ballots, if there is a secret ballot that needs to happen, Toastmaster Faizan, I would suggest having a third or a final category of abstaining, because there may be members who don't want to, vote for either member for their own reasons. It's not our place to question. So just include that. So we have a portion for abstaining. We have quorum, so that's fine. It's not a problem. Again, I request that final member who hasn't voted, please do cast your vote. No, I think we better not. Toastmaster has there.
Toastmaster, still we have 25 votes out of 26.
Sorry, I can't hear you clearly.
Still we have 25 votes out of 26.
Out of
26 participants.
25 out of 26.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there a clear? Can you make out a clear winner of this election?
Yeah.
Do you believe this one vote would make a difference?
No, it won't make.
It won't make a difference. So I believe you can then please just announce or show the result on the screen, please. Are you able to display it, Toastmaster Khazan? Okay. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Khazan. Our polls show that Toastmaster Imran Rana has won this election. So our VP Education elect is Toastmaster Imran Rana. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. Now we move on. We move on to our third role, and that is of VP membership. The VP membership has the next most important goal to achieve for the club, and that is to increase club membership and also to maintain membership retention. So he has to work hand in hand with VP Education and VP PR to ensure any guests who are coming into the meeting are converted into members, and our members who are there for the club but not attending, somehow to motivate them to come back into the meeting and attend, and also to ensure that they come back every year and renew their membership. So a master salesman this person has to be, and most charismatic, because he or she is the face of the club to the guests. We had two members who had requested for nominations for this role, and our nominee was Toastmaster Ghulam Qadir Campwala. Can I have a member please second this nomination?
Yeah, I second the nomination.
Toastmaster Naveed has seconded this nomination. I now ask any members from the floor who would like to stand from the floor for this election of VP membership. I ask a second time, is there any member who would like to stand from the floor for this election? And a final time, is there any member who would like to stand for the position of VP membership from the floor? Okay. With that, I close this option, if you will, and I'd like to announce that our VP membership is Toastmaster Ghulam Qadir Campwala. I'd like to now invite you, Toastmaster Ghulam, to speak to our members for 2 minutes. Toastmaster Ghulam.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Hena, for taking my name correctly in the election process. It's Ghulam Qadir Campwala, not Ghulam Abbas Campwala. So, Karachi Toastmasters Club. I joined KTC back in February 2020. This was my first club, and I call it as a home club. Did I said home club? Let me correct it over here myself. I call it as a home, and all the Toastmasters present in this meeting, in this election process, the members of the KTC are my family members. I treat them like my family members. That's why I have to listen from my wife, especially on Wednesdays, tum jao apne sago ke paas. So right now I am sitting with all my sagas at the moment. So as a VP membership, what will be my role and why I am so suitable for this position? I'm a banker by profession since last 18 years, mostly done sales and marketing in my career, a sales oriented individual who can market this club and bring new family members to this forum. So that's my forte, that's my specialty, that's my objective, and that will be my role. So I strongly believe there are so many young professionals out there who need help from us, who need to grow in their career, who need to have develop some good communication, public speaking skills. So as a VP membership, my role will be to bring new members. Inshallah, when I'll assume my role, you'll see a lot of change. Like on an average, we have 20 to 24 members, and you'll see drastic number of increase in.
You are muted.
Toastmaster Ghulam, sorry, you're muted. This is why I had requested everybody, nominees, and any members standing from the floor, please do have a succinct speech. But we hear your message loud and clear, and thank you. We are so happy that you take us all as members of your family. Now we move on to the fourth role, again a very pivotal role in the club and in terms of the ranking in the XCOM, that of the Vice President Public Relationship or Public Relations. That person who will be promoting the club within the members, of course, to our other clubs in area, division, district, and of course outside to the world at large, through print media, video media, and now most importantly through social media. And for that, we had again received 3 requests, and our CLC nominated Toastmaster Latif Mansoor Ali as the nominee for the VP Public Relations. Can I have any one member please second this nomination?
I would like to second that.
I second this. Oh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Javed Bhatti, DTM Talha. Toastmaster Javed Bhatti was first, so if somebody could just note that name. And now I request any members who would like to stand from the floor for the VP Public Relationship position for this election. Toastmaster Muhammad Azhar Khan, you have stood from the floor. Can I have someone please second this request?
Yes, I would like to do it.
Toastmaster Saad has seconded this request to stand from the floor. So I ask again, is there anybody who would like to stand from the floor for Vice President Public Relation? I ask a second time, any member would like to stand from the floor for Vice President Public Relation? And the final time, any member who would like to stand for Public Relation? I close the requests from the floor. So our 2 members who are now standing or contesting for the VP Public Relation position are Toastmaster Latif Mansoor Ali and Toastmaster Muhammad Azhar Khan. And in alphabetical order, I will first invite Toastmaster Latif Mansoor Ali, with his last name being from the first alphabet, to speak first. Please be mindful, both candidates, that you have to speak for within 2 minutes. Okay, Toastmaster Faizan, be mindful to please mute when the 2 minutes are up. And as Toastmaster Azhar is standing from the floor, can I request Toastmaster Talha to please do the timing? Okay. Toastmaster Latif,
Sure.
the floor is yours.
Sorry.
evening.
Toastmaster Hina, sorry. Toastmaster Hina,
Yes,
the time is 2 to 3 minutes, right?
No, it's 2 minutes maximum. So your timing 1 minute 30, 1 minute 45, and at that 2 minutes, you show the red. And Toastmaster Fadan, please be mindful of the timer and mute the speaker. Thank you
Okay.
very much. Toastmaster Latif, the floor is yours.
Good evening, fellow friends. This was my passion. And I landed up in 2019, around October, in Bhavan's Toastmasters Club, without having any XCOM position. I joined as a VPPR assistant, and I introduced their YouTube club. It was a big success because it was new for them. While I joined Karachi Toastmasters Club, I was thrilled with whatever I have learned with Bhavans, and I started to help more. What I learned most was that I was growing by myself. I was helped by each and every one to understand the depth of graphic designing and editing. So I learned along with my growth in Toastmasters International. So my goal, as I have nominated myself for this position, is to learn more of the media around us and invite as many guests, encourage with my graphic designings, and try to make them member and learn from their speeches also, from their experiences also. So by far my journey as of now, I haven't been assigned any time an XCOM, but for sure, if given, I will give my double best. Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Latif. I now request our second member standing for the election from the floor, Toastmaster Muhammad Azhar Khan. You have 2 minutes time to address the audience. The floor is yours. Toastmaster Muhammad Azhar.
First, timer is ready. Medium.
Yes, CCM Talha is ready.
Now I'm audible.
You are audible.
Thanks. Thanks to all. You give me the chance for this position. I would like to introduce. My name is Azhar. I have been working for advertising, marketing, and communication industry for 18 years. It's not my profession. It's my passion. It's my profession. It's my dream. And now I have my own digital advertising marketing. I started my career as a designer. It's a long time. I shifted and started the 3D modeling, interior exterior designing, then web designing. I learned basic HTML, CSS coding. I learned Adobe Suites, Adobe Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign. I learned Cinema 4D, and then I learned many marketing aspects. Recently, I designed Parktech campaigns. Many members, have you seen the Parktech logo and posters and each and everything? Maybe you have watched Horizon Club in Saudi Arabia. I designed the flyer. And maybe you see the US-based one club, Sarah spoke over there, and I designed that flyer. I work many in the club, and some of guys, maybe you check my work and see my all design and creative aspects. But it's very fruitful me if I will be a good part or good member of Toastmasters, and maybe I show more my creative aesthetic, creative element, show you, inshallah, in the future. Thanks to all. Over to you, Toastmasters.
Thank you, Toastmaster Azhar. And now, can we have Toastmaster Faizan please float the secret ballot? Kindly ensure that you have abstain included in the voting ballot. Toastmaster Faizan, how's the voting looking?
So, out of 26 participants, only 24 participants.
Out of 26.
Toastmaster Hina, I'd like to make a small announcement over here.
Sure.
Toastmaster Maria over here she is observing, so she will not be voting, and Toastmaster Shamil, he is there. Since he'll be evaluating, so he's still there, and he is not a paid member, so he will not be voting. So Toastmaster Faizan, please make an adjustment for them.
Okay. So that all the counts.
So how many have voted so far, Toastmaster Faizan?
24.
All of them.
All of them.
All of them have voted. Okay. Can you please float the result or display the result? Okay. By a very wide margin, our next VPPR elect is Toastmaster Latif Mansood Ali. Congratulations, Toastmaster Latif. Okay. Now on to our fifth position in the XCOM, which is that of the secretary. The secretary's role in the club is an interesting one. He or she is the recorder of all events that take place within the club meetings. So that includes creating and posting minutes and minuting XCOM meetings, and also keeping a record of the roster of members. So he is the bearer of all of the official information regarding the club, or she is. We received only the one single request for nomination for this role, and that was from Toastmaster Ali Hasnain Babar. And I hope and pray I've taken that name correctly, because I understand that has been, announced many times. So can I have someone please second the nomination of Toastmaster Ali Hasnain?
I second that.
Thank you, Toastmaster Imran Rana. So now I'd like to ask, is there any member from the floor who would like to stand for secretary? Is there any member from the floor who would like to stand for the role of secretary? And a third and final time, is there any member who would like to stand for the role of club secretary? Since we don't have any one standing from the floor, I would like to announce that Toastmaster Ali Hasnain Babar would be the secretary-elect for the next term. And now I'd like to invite Toastmaster Ali Hasnain to please speak for 2 minutes.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hina. I believe I am loud, clear, audible. Thank you. So it's been like 3 years now. I still remember it. These were election days in July 2018. right before elections, I attended meeting, and after a gap of 2-3 weeks for conducting elections, I attended KTC meeting right after the elections. So the journey of almost 3 years has been amazing. The journey that started with speaking for hardly 22 seconds in Table Topic Masters has gone beyond the boundaries of my imagination. Having served as a mentor in this club, participating in different activities for the meeting, as well as being the part of management in the meeting, the journey has been great by far. Having participated and winning a few competitions, it has been a great experience. Recently, since I believe in returning to the Toastmaster Club in different ways, I nominated myself as the club mentor for a new club, and that was also an amazing experience. In that club, I am mentoring not only a few, 1 or 2 members, but in fact the whole club. And this is a way we return to the Toastmasters. So this time I decided I will be going to return to the KT's family in a different way. So I nominated myself for the post of secretary, and I believe the managerial skills I possess will help me a lot in successfully playing my role for the whole tenure of 21-22 secretary position. I'll be presenting KTC in annual business convention outside the club. Then within the club, I'll be taking notes of the minutes of the meeting of the ExCom meetings, and lastly, making minutes of the meetings for all of you for.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ali. You're out of time. But thank you for that comprehensive speech. I'm sure we have a great secretary-elect in you. Thank you. Now for the 6th role in our ExCom, and that is of the club treasurer. Again, we had only the one nomination, and interesting to try to convince somebody to manage the finances of our club. So without further ado, our nominee for the treasury position is none other than Toastmaster Ali Ashar Anjum. Can I have one of the members please second his nomination?
Yes, I would like to second this. I would like to second
Thank
me
you,
first.
Saad. Thank you, Toastmaster Omar. So please, someone just make a note of this. Right. And now I'd like to ask if anybody would like to stand from the floor for the treasurer position. Would any member like to stand from the floor for the treasurer position? And a final time, would anybody from the floor like to stand for the treasurer position? Since nobody is standing from the floor, I'd like to close this nomination and election. What I've missed doing for the previous 5 roles, and I would just request if any one member can do this now also. For each of these people who is now been elected uncontested, I need another member again to cast a vote in their favor.
I will second that nomination.
Thank you, Toastmaster DTM Talha. So congratulations, Toastmaster Ali Ashar Anjum. You are our treasurer-elect for term 2021-22. And can I now invite you to please speak for a reminder again for a maximum of 2 minutes to the audience, to our members. Thank you.
Ali, you're not audible. No, not yet. Just remove the device that's supposed to make you audible, and trust me, it will work perfectly.
Am I audible now?
Yeah,
Perfect.
told you.
Okay. Good evening, all the Toastmasters, and thank you so much for believing in me for the second time, for being the part of the executive committee of Karachi Toastmasters. The leadership or the executive committee, as I already be just elaborated in my previous speech, that it is a multitasking to learn skills in a same time. It is just you are having a limited time and you are learning things. What I experienced last year is I know many things regarding leadership and all such things. And what I know, or I realized that I know nothing about leadership. So I want to take this responsibility another time to explore myself, to explore and the shatter the boundaries I have. I want to be in the treasurer. My role is to manage the finance, and it is a huge responsibility. And I will assure that I will take this responsibility and will not disappoint you all. So thank you so much for believing in me for the second time. Over to you, Toastmaster Hena.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ali Ashar, and congratulations again. And now for the final role in the XCOM. It's the last role, but it's one of the most pivotal and important roles in any meeting, in any XCOM. In an in-person meeting, this is the person behind the success of the perfect and excellent appearance of a meeting setting, ensuring that our banners are up and everything is taken care of on time. Snacks that we used to have at Beach Luxury, all of those things that run in the background. So he or she is the organizer. And Toastmaster Ali Ashar in the past year, as the face of the club, the first person who's speaking always. This is the way I motivate anybody to go for this role. You have a speaking role in every single meeting. You are the person who sets the energy of the meeting when it starts. So for that, we again had just the one person who requested for this role and was nominated for it, and that is Toastmaster Taha Hassan. Can I have any of the members please second his nomination?
I second it.
Thank you, Toastmaster Imran. Thank you, Heba, Toastmaster Heba. Thank you, Toastmaster Latif. I note all of your raised hands. So I now ask if anybody would like to stand from the floor for the Sergeant at Arms position. Would any member like to stand from the floor for the Sergeant at Arms position? And I ask the third and final time, is there any member who would like to stand from the floor for the Sergeant at Arms position? Okay, with nobody standing from the floor, can I ask any member to now confirm the election of Toastmaster Taha Hassan to this role of Sergeant at Arms? Can any member? Toastmaster Ali Ashar, thank you for casting that vote. And our Sergeant at Arms elect for the year 2021-22 is Toastmaster Taha Hassan. Congratulations. I now invite Toastmaster Taha Hassan to please speak for 2 minutes to the members. Toastmaster Taha.
Yeah, am I audible? Can everybody hear me? So good evening, fellow, not all members, the paid members. Thank you for the nomination committee for electing for this role. So this one thing I want to ask you all is what is the key quality of a good sergeant at arms? Does anyone know about it? The key quality. I guess nobody knows. The key quality of sergeant at arms is a beautiful smile. And our previous sergeant at arms, Ali Ashanju, had the most beautiful smile. You can see starting the meeting with a great smile. He's even blushing. So that's the thing. We need to start the meeting with a great positive energy. And I want to have a chance to explore how to involve the audience and how to involve the questions right from the start of the meeting before the legends enter into the meeting. So that chance is going to be thankful. And I'm not going to take much of the time because it's been very over time. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Taha Hassan, and congratulations on your election to this role. With that, we conclude the election today. I would like to just confirm again that we have our ExCom elected for the 2021-22 term of Karachi Toastmasters Club. This ExCom will now be installed, if I'm not mistaken, in the first meeting of the new term, at which point we will be discharging the current ExCom from their duties and installing the new ExCom. Congratulations to DTM Talha bin Hamid as President, Toastmaster Imran Rana as VP Education, Toastmaster Ghulam Qadir Kampwala as VP Membership, Toastmaster Latif Mansoor Ali as VP PR or Public Relations, Toastmaster Ali Hasnain Babar as Secretary, Toastmaster Ali Ashar Anjum as Treasurer, and finally Toastmaster Taha Hassan as the Sergeant at Arms elect for the new term. Congratulations. And with that, I thank you guys for this opportunity to chair the CLC and to conduct this election. I'm very humbled that I'm called for this position. With that, I'd like to hand charge back to our Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Azhar. Thank you very much and have a good evening.
Thank you, team for this facilitation and bringing the new wonderful people in our club.